grew up in the mountains, my friends, where you can still watch an eagle soar on the wind. And I walk those hills with a smile on my face, and I can't get back to God's saving grace in the mountains.
Welcome back to our Hill to Die On podcast. I am your host, Chase Allen, and this is what's going on in Forest Hill from December 10th through the 16th, I believe. Yep, the 16th, 2025. Hope everybody enjoyed the tree lighting this last weekend. Wasn't here to enjoy it, but I heard a lot of people liked it. Some people called it a spaceship. I'm sorry, that's just the rope lights, folks. And I'm telling you what, the rope lights, the most durable, because the years past when we didn't have rope lights, you'd have to buy new lights every year. These ones, this is our third year, and we only lost 2 strands, so I feel pretty good about it. And to those who don't like it, well, piss off, because, you know, when you spend 4 hours decorating a tree and nobody likes it, well, you know, you can just go to hell. I've had plenty of comments from people that do like it, so, you know, pound rocks. Actually, get your own bucket truck and go decorate it yourself. Or, you know what? You buy some more lights and bring them to me, and I'll be happy to put them on. You know, so I'm just saying. Something. Yeah, can you believe that? People bitch about it, and they go, oh, I guess this is just the way we're going to do it, you know, with only volunteer work and everything else, and we got to be like Cool or somebody else that does it. No, we just do it the way the Forest Hill does it, and like I said, be happy to have you bring, you know, some more lights. I'll put them on it. I can put all kinds of lights on that darn thing. We'll make it see it from the dang space station. So, and you know, if you want to bring some more ornaments too, you know, because they don't cost any money or anything like that. You know, be happy to take donations for next year, even a bigger star, whatever anybody wants to do. Go ahead and comment right here if you guys want to bring some more get some donations together to put more ornaments on that tree for next year. Be happy to do it. But don't just sit there behind your keyboard thinking you're doing something, thinking that somehow Chamber's paying for it or something like that, you know, that we got all kinds of money to be doing this. This is a labor of love from the people of Forest Hill, not just the people sitting there on their damn computers. Anyway, on a happier note, going to be a pretty good week weather-wise. So, says Robbie Henry, the Nader. Without further ado, here is our Caballo Gallo weather report. So, folks, Nader sends us another good one here. He says, we're starting the week with perfect winter sunshine, and by Monday, Mother Nature finally remembers it's December. Let's see here. It says, December, Wednesday, it's going to be sunny, 65. Warm for December. Thursday, sunny, 69. It's basically 60s all the way through Sunday. Then Monday, it says rain returns. Tuesday, more rain. So, Wednesday through Sunday, stays sunny, highs through the 60s. Then Monday, Tuesday, rain comes back. Just gonna be that way. Gonna start to turn back to winter again, folks. So you got some stuff to do outside, do it now. Actually, most of you probably already got the stuff and you're probably waiting for winter. Probably been sitting inside going, why in the hell isn't it snowing? But sometimes it just is what it is. Thanks, Nader. Just remember, folks, weather affects everything from horses to chickens. And that is our Caballo Gallo weather report. All right, I'm going to jump right into our weekly happenings on the Hill. So we got the LSM food distribution going on at the Memorial Hall from 2:15 to 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Not a whole lot else going on Wednesday, but we have Mitchell McNamara and BJ Ryan have birthdays on Wednesday. I don't know how old you are, But I'm happy you're having a birthday because that means you're another 2 feet on the top side of the soil, my friends. Then, Thursday, working out with Corey Nix, Calvary Bible Assembly. Do you think she ever gets tired of working out? Do you think she ever gets up in the morning and goes, I'm just too in shape? Probably not. Killing it. Just killing it. Also, don't forget about your preschool story time at the Forest Hill Library. And another birthday. Yeah, Tommy. Tommy Young having his birthday on Thursday, December 11th. Glad you're getting a little bit older there, my friend. 2 cute kids that he's got. 1 beautiful wife. And just a all-around good guy. All right, then Friday, December 12th, it's going to be girls varsity basketball tournament at Forest Hill starting at 6 p.m. So there's going to be a bunch of tournaments, I think, this weekend in Forest Hill for the girls basketball team. But 6 p.m. is when the girls play on Friday night. So get out there and see that. Watch them girls kick butt. Heck yeah. And with that, that brings us right into our outdoor report. So folks, this week's outdoor report, I got to commend everybody for posting their sunset pictures because I tell you what, Forest Hill has the best sunsets in the Sierras. And you guys didn't disappoint. I love it. Keep sending more sunrises, sunsets. Let's blow up this feed with it. Christmas trees, Christmas lights, all that good stuff. Put it in the comments. I want to see it. And also, I want to know where Andy's at. And this week's Where's Andy? Well, according to the steady stream of photos clogging up my phone, Andy has once again escaped to the ocean. This time with 2 full-blooded Forest Hillians and 1 seasoned iron worker captaining the vessel like he's guiding the Titanic through the Straits of Magellan. And on board, we've got Forest Hillian number 1, quite possibly the best tree climber and sawman alive. If there was a way to cut fish out of the water with a chainsaw, well, he'd be the guy to do it. Forest Hillian number 2. Yes, he's a carpenter who can probably frame the wheelhouse of a boat before lunch if the bite slows down. So, I'm just saying, pretty good carpenter. And the driver. He's an old iron worker who looks like he's welded together more steel than any of us have ever stood on. Guy probably navigates by the position of the sun and the angle of the rivets. Meanwhile, the rest of us are at work, pretending not to be jealous, while Andy sends 47 photos of some wave hitting the same rock from slightly different angles. So, no bucks to report, no ducks to report, just Andy out there living the life we all wish we were living. Keep going, Andy, and Godspeed to you. If anybody knows where Andy's at, post in the comments. Of course, somebody's already cheating. Michelle, talking to you. I see you trying to get a leg up on the competition. And that, folks, is our Where's Andy and our outdoor report for this week. Folks, you never know where Andy's going to be. He could be from the tops of the Sierras all the way to the coast. And that's what we love about California, because in a couple-hour drive, you can see it all. You can be good to the snow, to the coast in just a few hours. And get good food and coffee and beers along the way, if you're so inclined. All right, moving right along into Saturday, we have our working out with Corey again. God, I get tired from doing this. That motion and working out. Cardio! You know what? She doesn't. So show up. Also, more of the girls basketball Wildfires tournament on Saturday. So get there and see that. Then Sunday, folks, the dump is open. Always open. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Closed from 11:30 to noon. If you don't know that by now, you should probably, be calling in smoke reports or wondering when the new Hooters is going to arrive. Or, complain about somebody's dog barking or somebody's dog being loose. I got somebody's dog in my yard. It's just Forest Hill, folks. It's the things that you should already know. Don't tailgate. Get over in the slow lane. Only pass when needed. Maybe don't pass on the double yellow if you're, so inclined like, some spoon man is. Just saying. You'll end up on somebody's dash cam footage, especially with the stoplights going in. And then you have to sit there and wait through that whole long line because now the cool drivers don't know how to drive on Forest Hill Road, apparently. And they try to cut everybody off at the stoplight at Lincoln Way, get into the right lane and zig and zag in front of everybody else. Kind of a rant podcast today, isn't it? Maybe not so much. It's just that time of year. Feel the festive spirit, folks. Christmas is almost here. That means Santa Claus is coming to town. So, anyway. So, also on Sunday, Tammy Herzog. Didn't know it was your birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday to you, Tammy. You're a fun person. I like you. And then that is going to take us, folks, right into this week's Thoughts for the Shitter. The longer I live in rural America, the more I realize something strange is happening. Not overnight, not in headlines, but slowly, quietly, through regulation and new interpretations written by people who've never worked the land they're regulating. And it hit me this week. This is happening everywhere. Forestry, ranching, water, wildlife, fire. Doesn't matter the sector. The story's the same. People who don't know the land are now the ones telling the people who work the land what they can and can't do. Take forestry. Anyone who's been in the woods long enough knows the difference between a real water course and a seasonal ditch that only runs when the snow melts. But nowadays, some new forester with zero field experience sees a damp spot and flags a 100-foot buffer like it's the Amazon River. Same thing with wildlife. A senior biologist can tell you the difference between habitat and random noise in the trees. But the new ones, they think a sparrow sneeze is a nesting site, and what happens? Projects get strangled, land goes untreated, and fire danger goes up. Stewardship becomes impossible, all because someone with a clipboard wants to play it safe. But this isn't just forestry. This isn't just California. This is a national drift. Look at the King Ranch case up in Washington. Stock water ponds that were dug decades ago, perfectly legal, perfectly normal, suddenly got reclassified as illegal wetlands overnight, without a change in the law, just a change in interpretation. And instead of figuring it out, the state went nuclear. 6-figure fines, lease cancellations, criminal investigations, the whole thing. Criminal? For maintaining livestock water? Well, this isn't land management. This is mission creep. This is power creep. And this is what happens when bureaucracy stops serving and starts controlling. Old-timers used to say, healthy land needs work. Cut it, burn it, graze it, manage it. Now the new philosophy is protect the land from the people who actually maintain it. And that right there is the real problem. Because the people who live on the land, who know the land, are being pushed aside by people who only know the regulations. And every time they reinterpret a rule, expand a definition, or tighten a policy, they don't just create paperwork, they create chaos. They create fear, and they create uncertainty. and they make it harder for the very people who keep the country fed, watered, and safe. So here's my thought for the morning. If America keeps letting people who've never worked the land be the ones who control the land, pretty soon there won't be any land left to work. And that, my friends, is just something to ponder while you're dropping them off down yonder. Moving right along. Monday, December 15th, boys varsity basketball they're taking on Weston Ranch at Forest Hill at 6 p.m. And then, Thomas Buck's got a birthday on Monday. Happy birthday to you, Thomas Buck. You get it. And then Tuesday, December 16th, they still say they're having bingo at the Memorial Hall. Can somebody confirm that to me? I need somebody to confirm that. Because I don't want people showing up at the hall and not being able to play bingo. B5! Sounds like I'm playing Battleship. But I'm not. So let's see here. Taco Tuesday down at Everybody's Inn at 5 o'clock. Cynthia, I hope you're still doing Taco Tuesday. You should be. And a big birthday shout out to Connie Cosley. I don't know how you deal with that brute of a guy you've been traveling with. He smells, he's weird looking, and he grunts a lot. But you must have the heart of an angel to be dealing with him. Just saying. Anyway. If you ever go out in the woods at night and you smell something funky, it might not be a bear, but an overgrown monkey. In this week's Sasquatch. This week's Sasquatch may be the most elusive creature we've ever profiled, and honestly, the jury's still out on whether anyone has actually seen him at all. Locals claim he's been spotted all over Forest Hill for years. But every story starts with, well, I think it was him, and ends with, then he vanished into the brush. Every now and then, someone swears they saw a Sasquatch standing mid-river in the Middle Fork with a fly rod in his hand, casting like a man who's got nowhere to be and all day not to be there. Others say they've crossed paths with him high on the divide during deer season, only to blink and realize he's gone. No tracks, no sound, just a broken twig and a lingering sense of being outstalked. Only creature known to wake up unsuspecting campers at 2 a.m. with a flawless quote from either Platoon or Full Metal Jacket. Just a disembodied voice delivering monologues into the pine trees. Doesn't like crowds, doesn't like small talk, and doesn't like civilization unless it has a door that can be closed. Prefers a river, a ridge, a warm stove, minimal clothing, and maximum reloading capabilities. Despite being antisocial, elusive, and borderline mythological, he somehow manages to have something in common with anyone he talks to. Whether it's antiques, baseball cards, the Federalist Papers, or obscure facts he shouldn't logically know. A true jack of all trades and a master of none. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm not going to tell you. I'm telling you, folks, this week it's a little bit tougher. Only the people who have maybe been to the mountain club a time or two might know this one. But if you don't know, now you know. This week's Sasquatch, a little bit more difficult. You got to really be in the know for this one. At least I think you do. He's slippery. Little slippery. There was a hint by one of the birthday wishes. I'll give everybody a little hint by one of the birthday wishes. I'll just say that. So, also, folks, don't forget about the toy drive drop-off locations for the toy drive going on at the American Beauty Salon and Dollar General. Take a toy there, new. Don't bring in your old stuff that your kids don't play with no more. Bring in something nice for the kids that deserve it, all right? I'm just saying. Hope everybody had a good week. I know I did. Hope everybody has a good weekend. There it is. And without further ado, it's this week's Robert Francis Joke of the Week. And this one goes like this here. It says, I finally figured out why Mayberry was the most peaceful town in America. It wasn't the sheriff. It wasn't the small town charm. And it wasn't even Barney only being allowed one bullet. No, Mayberry was peaceful because nobody there was married. Andy, single. Barney, single. Floyd, Goober, Gomer, Howard, Sam, Ernest T. Bass, all single. Even Aunt Bay was single. The only married guy in the whole town was Otis. And he was the town drunk. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you have a good week. Hope you have a good weekend. We'll be seeing you on the next one.
Forehead and incriminating claws marks on her back.